Welcome to exercise 2. We will still be using line command. We will be learning another functionality in the Drawing Settings tab, which is the Object Tracking or O-Track. To activate O-Track, press the icon at the left side of OSNAP or press F11 for its shortcut. Let us close this command. O-Track tracks the cursor along the vertical, horizontal, and diagonal alignment paths from the object snapping points. Then, let us set our OSNAP by activating endpoint, node, midpoint, and this time it's parallel. You will notice that there are missing snapping points in the exercise as shown in the image in Moodle. That is where O-Track becomes handy. Let us start with the middle diagonal line emanating from the midpoint of the horizontal line. Let us activate line and put our first point at the midpoint of the horizontal line. On the other end point of the line, you'll notice that there is no object present where you can snap onto. But we can observe that the line ends where, if you extend a vertical line from the end point of the horizontal line and a horizontal line from the end point of the diagonal line, its intersection is the end point of our line. So with O-Track, just put your cursor at the end point of the horizontal line, do not click, and as you move it slowly, vertically, an imaginary extension line appears. Do the same at the end point of the diagonal line and do not click again. Just move it slowly horizontally and a horizontal imaginary line appears. Just move it horizontally until the previous vertical imaginary line appears and click on its intersection. There. So we have our first diagonal line. So let's cancel the line command. Then let's do the diagonal line emanating from the midpoint of the diagonal line. Basically, the process is the same. Line command, snap at the midpoint, there, and then put your cursor at the end point of the horizontal line. There, let the imaginary line appears, and again, at the end point of the diagonal line, then move your cursor horizontally until the previous extension line appears and click on its intersection. There. So basically, we have 2 lines created, but there's still 4 more to go. So, the next line that we're going to create is this line. Okay? You'll notice that it starts from the midpoint where our diagonal line starts and at the end point of our horizontal line. But basically, there is no snapping point here because this is not the midpoint of the horizontal line. The midpoint of the horizontal line is this one. So we need to create a midpoint from this point to this point. So we need to do an override. So we need to access our override menu. Okay? But first things first, we need to activate the line command. Okay, remember, activate first the line command. There. Then we need to override. So we need to create our own midpoint. So to create that, we need to activate our override menu. To do that, you press Shift and then hold it, then press right click in your mouse. There. This is our override menu. So to create our own midpoint, we're going to choose mid between 2 points. Meaning, you're going to specify 2 points and automatically the midpoint of those 2 points will be your line's starting point. So select mid between 2 points, click. Then specify 2 endpoints. This and this. Now we are accurately at the midpoint of those 2 points. Okay? Now, this line is parallel to the yellow diagonal line. Okay? So, to be able to get the extension line, we need to again place it at the diagonal line until the parallel snapping point appears there. And then move it away from the diagonal line and you will see that an extension that is parallel to the yellow line appears. And this line ends wherein at the end point of the diagonal line, the horizontal extension line appears. Then just move it until the parallel extension line appears there, then click. We are going to do the same with this diagonal line here. So again, line command, then let us override, shift, right click in the mouse, mid between 2 points, then specify the 2 points where you're going to specify its midpoint, there. And then this line is parallel to the first line that we created, this, then move it slowly, there, endpoint, there, the intersection of the parallel and the vertical line. Then again, we will do the same with the lines emanating from the yellow diagonal line. So, line command, shift right click, mid between 2 points. So the midpoint of this line will be the endpoint of the red line and the endpoint of the diagonal line. Parallel. Make sure it's parallel, and then extend from this, there. And the last line is have this line command, shift right click, midpoint, there, and then parallel, there, there. Now we're done. So with object number 2, you solve it according to what is being shown in Moodle using the same procedure as what we did with figure number 1 of exercise 2. So good luck and have a good time.